Story 110, The Wet Pants. Ages ago, in a small village, there lived a young boy named Tom. Tom was an energetic and playful boy who loved exploring the outdoors. One sunny day, he decided to go on an adventure into the nearby forest. Tom wandered deep into the woods, fascinated by the tall trees and the sounds of birds chirping. As he walked, he came across a beautiful stream with crystal clear water. Excitement overwhelmed him, and without a second thought, he decided to play by the stream. He jumped from stone to stone, trying to keep his balance. The water sparkled under the sunlight, inviting him to splash around. Tom couldn't resist the temptation, and soon he was wading in the cool stream, enjoying the refreshing water. Time flew by as Tom lost himself in the simple joy of playing by the stream. Unbeknownst to him, dark clouds gathered in the sky, and suddenly, the weather took a turn. Rain began to pour, drenching everything in its path. Realizing the sudden change in weather, Tom decided to head back home. However, the rain intensified, and before he could reach shelter, he was thoroughly soaked. His clothes clung to him, and water dripped from his hair. Tom finally reached home, shivering and with wet pants. His mother, seeing him in this state, couldn't help but chuckle. "Tom, did you have fun playing by the stream?" she asked. Tom, trying to hide his embarrassment, nodded. "Yes, Mom. It was so much fun until it started raining." His mother smiled and said, "Well, it looks like the stream had more fun with you than you had with it." They both burst into laughter, and Tom's wet pants became a source of amusement for the entire family. From that day on, whenever someone in the village mentioned wet pants, they would fondly recall the day Tom had his unexpected adventure by the stream. Tom learned that even unexpected events, like getting caught in the rain, could turn into happy memories. And so, the story of Tom's wet pants became a tale of simple joys and the laughter that echoes through the corridors of childhood. The end. Story 111, The Praying Hands. Once in a quiet village, there lived two brothers named Peter and Paul. They were both very talented artists who loved to create beautiful sculptures. They lived in a small cottage and worked hard to support themselves. One day, they received an opportunity to study art at a prestigious academy in the city. However, they couldn't afford the tuition, and their dreams seemed impossible. One evening, Peter came up with an idea. He said, "Paul, you have a family to take care of. You should go to the city and become a great artist. I will stay here and work to support you." Paul was hesitant but agreed, knowing it was a significant sacrifice for Peter. He promised to send money back home to support Peter and their family. As Paul studied in the city, he became more skilled and famous. He wanted to express his gratitude to Peter for his sacrifice. Inspired by their father's habit of praying before going to bed, Paul decided to create a sculpture of praying hands. Years passed, and Paul's sculpture became renowned for its beauty and emotion. It captured the essence of gratitude, sacrifice, and faith. One day, When Paul returned to the village, he rushed to the cottage excitedly. However, he found it in ruins, and Peter was nowhere to be found. Heartbroken, Paul asked the villagers about his brother. A kind old lady told him, "Your brother Peter fell ill and, despite his struggles, continued to work to support your family. He passed away with a smile, knowing you were achieving greatness in the city." Paul was devastated, but then he noticed a familiar pair of hands, his brother's hands, folded in prayer near a small, broken table. It was the very table where their father used to pray. Paul realized the depth of his brother's sacrifice, and tears rolled down his cheeks. He erected the sculpture of the praying hands in the village square as a tribute to his brother and a symbol of faith and sacrifice. The praying hands became a symbol of love, sacrifice, and the enduring power of faith, reminding everyone who saw it of the brother's story and the importance of appreciating the sacrifices made for the ones we love. The end. Story 112, Keep Your Dream. Once upon a time in a small village, there lived a young boy named Tom. Tom was a dreamer. He always had his head in the clouds, imagining a world beyond the fields and hills of his humble home. Tom's family was poor, and they struggled to make ends meet. But Tom's spirit was unbroken. Every night, he would lie on the grass and gaze at the stars, dreaming of a better life. His favorite dream was to become a great explorer, traveling to far-off lands and discovering hidden treasures. One day, a wise old man from the village noticed Tom's constant dreaming. The old man approached Tom and said, "Young lad, dreams are like seeds. If you nurture them with hard work and determination, they can grow into something beautiful." Encouraged by these words, Tom decided to keep his dream alive. He started by helping his family with their daily chores, working in the fields and tending to the animals. Every spare moment, he would read books about faraway places, expanding his knowledge and fueling his imagination. As Tom grew older, he faced many challenges. There were days when the work seemed never-ending, and the dream of exploration felt like a distant fantasy. But the old man's words echoed in his mind, "Keep your dream alive." Tom's dedication did not go unnoticed. The villagers, inspired by his determination, started supporting him. They offered help and resources, enabling Tom to pursue his studies and acquire the skills needed for exploration. Eventually, Tom set out on his journey, equipped with a small bag and a heart full of dreams. His adventures took him to places he had only seen in his imagination: dense jungles, towering mountains, and vast deserts. Along the way, he faced challenges that tested his courage and perseverance. In his travels, Tom discovered not only the wonders of the world, but also the strength within himself. He found hidden treasures, not just in distant lands, but also in the bonds he formed with people from different cultures. Years passed, and Tom became a renowned explorer, fulfilling the dream that once seemed impossible. He returned to his village, not just with treasures, but with stories that inspired generations. The once poor boy who dared to dream had become a symbol of hope for all. As he stood in the village square, surrounded by grateful faces, Tom looked up at the sky and whispered, "Thank you for keeping your promise, old friend." The stars twinkled above, as if celebrating the triumph of a dream that had once seemed too far-fetched. And so, the story of Tom, the dreamer who kept his dream alive, became a timeless tale passed down from one generation to the next, reminding everyone that no dream is too big if you believe in it and work hard to make it come true. The end. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and support us.